Hey guys, it's Dan here from Tech Unboxed, and today I'm doing an unboxing and review on the Technica LP120 X. This turntable was actually for my dad. Now, he was looking to get a decent turntable at a reasonable price. He didn't want a cheap budget one that was going to sound naff. So after a load of research of us both doing, this one's the one that kept coming out on top. It has great reviews, the performance, the looks, the design, the sound quality. Technica, hats off to you. You've done a brilliant job with this. This is such a good bit of kit. Now, if you're thinking of getting a turntable but don't want to pay a silly amount of money, I really do think that this is going to be the one for you. I can promise you, you are not going to be disappointed with this. So, let's get down to the unboxing. We'll open it up, see what comes inside. We'll go through everything on how to set this up so you can get it straight out of the box, set it all up correctly, because if you do it wrong, it's not going to be great. How to set the tone arm and balance it, how to set the skating control, and setting up the stylus and cartridge. That way you know that this is going to be set up perfect. You are going to love it. Okay, to set this up, first thing you want to do is set the tone arm. So to do that, it's very simple. You want to release the clip, carefully taking off the tie. Unlock it. So we want to set that so it kind of floats. To be able to do this, we need to put the weight on at the end. In the side of the packaging that was holding the turntable was all the accessories, and in here is where the counterweight is. So once you've got the counterweight out, it's very easy. Making sure you've got your tone arm locked down. Just pop it on the end and then just screw it on. Now we've got the counterweight on, we're now ready to fit the stylus onto the tone arm. Back to your accessories. Again, the stylus is just fitted inside the polystyrene, along with everything else. Be careful when taking this out, because this bit you do not want to break. And to fit the stylus, there's a little pin at the top. Make sure it's facing up. Of course, it'll only go in one way. Once you've got that in, just screw anti-clockwise the little locking mechanism there. And that's it, that's fitted, that's on. So, next bit now, you just want to balance that arm. So, to do this, we release the lock, or the clamp. And you can see here, it's bouncing all over the place, it's dropping down. We just want this to float a little bit. So to do this, we adjust the weight until we get that free float. So that was a bit too much there. So you might want to just mess around with that a little bit, just till you know that that's perfect. Right, once you've got it level and it's just floating, you turn this little dial, just the front bit, down to 0. Just match up 0 to the line. Now I know that this stylus, the weight of this that I want to set this is at 2. So now we've got that on 0, we can turn the whole lot again, so the whole weight again, over to 2. Go all the way in. And that's then set. We can now lock that back in. And then on here, on the anti-skating control, because we've set this to 2, we will set this over to 2. That's it, that's set. So just to rewind on, when I was balancing the arm, I didn't take the little case off of the stylus, or the cartridge head. When you're balancing it, make sure you take that off, because although it's only light, that will affect it and you want to get it right. So just make sure that's off and then go through that whole balancing process and then it'll be fine. But always, once you finish doing that, if you're not using it, put the case back on it, because you do not want to damage that needle. Another thing to mention, it may be an obvious, but just make sure that the surface that you're setting this up on and using it on is level. Now, the legs at the bottom, you can adjust these legs and just turn them to lift up each corner etc, etc. But yeah, just make sure you've done that when you're setting it up and using it, because you want to make sure that arm is moving nicely, it is balanced, you don't want it skipping, jogging, and that will just help sort that. Okay, the next bit we'll do is we'll set the platter. Now this quite literally just sits down on top there. So line it up and then place it down. And that's it. We'll then get the slip mat and place that on top. Then we go back to the accessories and we'll fit the next bit. Okay, this looks like the little LED light. So we'll take that out of the packaging. That literally just pops in like so. And you can turn it just so it will light up the side of the platter. And the last bit of the accessories, just the hinges for the dust lid. And the hinges just slide straight in there. Don't need any screws, just slide in. And then you're ready for the lid. And that just slides in there like so. And that's it. That's how you set up your Audio Technica LP120 X. So a few of the things I really like about this turntable is, well, one, the affordability. Value for money, this is brilliant. You don't get better bang for your buck for this. For the quality of a product you get for this, for the build, the sound, as I said before, this is great. The preamps that come in this model are brilliant. You can, if you wanted, if you didn't have an amp, you just wanted to plug and play, you can. You can have a set of active speakers, computer speakers, different monitors, plug them straight in, and this is still going to sound amazing. You don't need to get a top of the range hi-fi for this to sound great. Of course, granted, if you do have a decent hi-fi, use it, it will sound better. But what I'm getting at is the preamps on these are brilliant. You don't need to spend even more money to make this sound good. Out of the box, this sounds good. And if you're worried about the preamp in it from the older model, they have changed it now, because the older model, there was reports that some of them, they were finding there was a slight hum. With this, I haven't heard any of that. The other thing I really like about this is having that USB port. Being able to plug it into a computer and then record all your old vinyls, or new vinyls, onto a computer as well, convert them as MP3, and then you've got them everywhere as well. I'm sure if your mums and dads, nans, granddads, they don't have their record players anymore, but they've got all their old vinyls still and they'd like to listen to them, with this, you can say to me, give us your vinyls, I'll put them all into an MP3 for you, and then they've got access to them. Or better yet, come back and get one of these. They won't regret it. Another good feature, this is a direct drive turntable. It's not a belt drive. So being direct drive, you get pretty much an instant start, instant stop. If you are DJing with it and scratching, you haven't got to wait for the belt to catch up again. And if you're then changing speeds between the 33 and 45, it's not going to slowly build up to it and slowly go down. Bang, you're there. Now this sounds really silly, but another good thing they've done is the power supply for it now is an external one. So with that, you're not going to get any sort of electrical noise, interference, because it's not inside the turntable. Good move. Those of you that know a lot about turntables, you've probably noticed already then that this does look very much like the Technics one. When I say the Technics one, you know what one I'm on about. It's the Technics SL1200, which is very, very popular. That is one of the high-end turntables, and they're normally priced at about 700 quid upwards. So they are expensive. Whereas this one at the moment is priced on Amazon at 220. So quite a savings. Now, of course, the Technics one is up there, of course. That's one of your higher end sort of turntables, whereas this is a very good top end mid-range turntable. So you've got your different speed controls here as well, so you can toggle between the 33, the 45 and even the 78 as well, which is good. The cartridge in these that come out of the box are brilliant. It's the VM95E. Now if you were to buy one of these separate, they're normally about 60-70 quid. So the fact that you get one of them out of the box standard is really, really good. And they have upgraded this cartridge from the older 120 model. It has a higher output, it sounds better, there's less of a hum, and it reads records so much better. So I hope you enjoyed the video and found this helpful. If you are looking to get yourself a mid-range turntable, I cannot recommend this enough. This really is a great bit of kit. and sounds amazing. If you've got any questions about the turntable or unsure about anything, then make sure you let me know in the comments below, because I will get back to you. If you did find the video useful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed it and like this sort of video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button, then that way you'll be notified when my next one goes live. Take care guys, and I'll see you on my next one.